Hi, this is John Chenal with Vator TV. We're back here with Russ Fradin, CEO of Adify, the vertical ad network. Russ, welcome back.
Thank you.
I want to talk a little bit about two trends that we spoke about a little bit earlier. One, video advertising. Two, and the syndication of content. You were talking earlier about advertisers are very much looking at syndicated content and how things are getting shared around the web. Talk about why that's interesting to advertisers, and for publishers, how that's a good thing.
Sure.
What you're seeing right now.
So one of the things we're seeing is about half of our network operators are big anchor tenant publishers, right? So about half our network operators are entrepreneurs that don't really have their own portal, their own website, but the other half have significant content assets. And one of the things they'll do, they'll syndicate those content, whether they're recipes or whether they're security white papers or whether they're videos of upcoming movies, whatever it is, and make those available over our platform to the bloggers or small publishers that are in the vertical network.
Right.
That becomes a big win. It's a win for the end publisher because they're now getting quality content that is otherwise only available at certain closed-off websites.
Right.
They're getting it on their site as a benefit of being in the network, which helps make their sites more interesting and helps drive traffic.
Right.
It's great for the head-end network operator because now it helps drive more traffic that they can sell, helps drive more page views to their videos or their security white papers or their recipes or whatever it is. And ostensibly they monetize that somehow, whether it's directly through an ad or whether it's over time by just building their brand even more. And it's great for advertisers because again it's more quality traffic, right? There's a lot of page views on the internet. If you didn't care where you ran, you could spend money online in 12 seconds.
Right.
What's hard is reaching, stay-at-home moms who like to bake, or men 20 to 32 interested in extreme sports while they're reading one of those extreme sport niche sites like surfing or skiing or something like that. And so to the extent that our network operator can leverage their own assets to not just sell on behalf of the publishers in the network, but help those publishers attract more audience to quality content, it's a great thing for all involved. So that's where folks will use our content or video syndication capability.
Right. And then what does the revenue model look like? What are the end publishers keeping?
It tends to be the exact way as anything else because these are just more page views, more traffic, and more sales. The end publisher in a vertical network will generally keep anywhere from 40 to 60% of the gross dollars on that network. And as you'd imagine, the rates vary widely. On our platform, we see CPMs that range from $8 CPMs on the low end at a gross level, before the splits, to $60, $70 on the high end.
Okay.
It really depends on how quality the content is and how dear it is.
Gotcha. And then what about video advertising? Because I'm hearing from a lot of people, even though there's a lot of buzz about it, a lot of excitement, there's not a lot of brand dollars that are moving that way.
Yeah,
why?
We're seeing the same thing. I would say there's a little bit of a chicken and egg issue, which is, first of all, there's not a terribly large amount of consumers viewing quality, brand-safe video content.
Right.
That's nothing against YouTube or others like them. They're great and very entertaining, but advertisers haven't yet embraced the UGC area, whether it's on YouTube or MySpace or anywhere.
You say brand safe because they're a little bit worried about having the brand associated with.
They're a little bit worried about where their brand is going to be.
Okay.
So when you look at the pure brand safe stuff, there just isn't that much of it happening online. And a lot of what's happening online, by the way, is happening by the TV folks, where those ads are just bought as part of the normal upfronts.
Right.
So the same ad that you saw on,
on a TV show will appear on the web.
How I Met Your Mother is the same thing you're going to see when you watch it on the CBS site. So that's not really sold through a digital sales force. So there's not a lot of quality brand safe videos watching truly happening online, number one. Number two, so then if you're an advertiser, as we've talked earlier, if the audience isn't large enough, why would you spend the time, especially with video, producing the creative to reach that audience? So there are a lot of great video solutions, some on our platform, some are not.
Right.
There are a lot of great folks out there in the space, but it's really just an audience issue. I think that there's not going to be any major tectonic shift. It'll just continue chipping away.
Right.
More dollars will shift online. More viewing of brand safe stuff will happen. More technologies will allow UGC to be filtered so that the brand safe stuff can be sold separately. Right. And so there'll be more and more dollars shifting online, but it's an evolution, not a revolution. It's probably the best way to say it.
And the one other thing to keep in mind is that there's no guarantee that video ads will be the ad of choice inside video, right? It could be
sure, you
ads
see a lot of experimentation. I think people in Silicon Valley tend to really get more excited about innovation for technology's sake than innovation for audience's sake. So it still remains to be seen whether there will be a mid-roll, pre-roll, post-roll business model versus text ads that scroll, or banner ads above and around, or a little sponsored logo in the bottom of the video the whole time, right? If you watch TNT on your regular television, they've got ads for all their shows running all over the place. So there's a lot of experimentation happening in regular broadcast and cable television. So the web, you just see even more. So sure, I have no particular opinion other than the jury's still out on whether, pre-roll, post-roll advertising will be what people mean by video advertising a few years from now.
Right. Still early days.
Sure.
Yeah, okay. Russ, appreciate the thoughts.
Thank you.
I'm speaking today with Russ Fradin, CEO of Adify. For Vator TV, this is John Chenal.